Hi everyone, it's Artist from Man Carpentry and Construction Limited. Today we're going to be making a side gate. But what's interesting will be about this, that this one will be made in Iroko. So client wanted it to be long lasting, so you got green oak and Iroko antique, which are ones to last about 25 years ish without treating it. Obviously if you treat it, it will last you longer. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So this is the timber we're going to be using. We have some tongue and groove. We'll have 4x2 for the frame, gate frame. We'll be using dowel system. You can use tenons, half lap, so I'll be using oak dowels, and also I will be using this wood adhesive, PU wood adhesive, 5 minutes. So that's perfect, you know, for exterior use. We'll basically do like a classic legend brace frame, with the only exception that we have a bar on the top. We'll have sides, but the bottom will be without the bar on the bottom, because we need to cut like a hole for hedgehook, because that's hedgehook who comes. So so what we'll do, we will have like a bar, which we will put on underside like so. So this is like, I think 27 mil, I believe it was. We'll just work all that out once we get to it. But yeah, we'll use that to support the bottom part. So it'll be thinner, but in overall the thickness will be the same once we've done. So I just want to show you. So these will be our sides. These are going to be sides. Then on the top we'll have another 4x2, which is visible. Then we're going to rebate this to allow for the board to sit on. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Next step is obviously remove the posts. I've done one, so for that I use recip saw and I just cut it in sections. As you can see here, we got a fixing which goes through the post, concrete post, which is great. So what we will be doing, we'll be fixing our post through these holes through into the panel. So we'll use like a frame fixing screw for that, long frame fixing screw, and that way we'll be fixing the top part of the post, and the other one will use 6.5mm drill bit or 7mm drill bit. We'll drill series of holes, so we're gonna have to cut holes into the actual timber post, bigger holes like 20mm holes with flat bit or something, to allow us to be able to go through this concrete and into the timber there, and then it will lock all in. And as for this side, we're gonna use frame fixing screws. Again, we're gonna have to cut holes into the posts, which later on will be covered with our door stop or gate stop in this case. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'm not really gonna be filming as I take this out, but again, what I usually do, I tend to cut just sections out, take bit by bit at a time, especially if you don't know where the fixings are. And I would assume they won't come easy out because this has been there for a long time. So what I do, I tend to cut off where I can see roughly fixings are, cut off again, and then you can see better what you're doing. And if you can't undo the fixing, I just use metal blade and cut it off, or you can use grinder to cut them off. So as I said, on this side we'll be using frame fixings, which I can show you later, and here we're gonna have to do a mix of things. So you can see there's holes in the concrete, so try to use them to go through and into this gate. And what we will do, we'll pull that together, and then we're gonna have again repeat the process, but we're gonna have to create some holes here before we put fixings in to make sure it doesn't pop this post, because that's the problem you could get. So yeah, that's where we are. I won't be filming this section, as I said, because it's raining, but I'll catch up with you in a bit. So we removed all the posts, all posts. Now next step for us is to measure the new ones up. So we're going to be going slightly higher than the old ones. We'll be going basically height of the concrete posts, so it's all sort of matches and marries through. So the gate itself will be slightly taller as well. So here we got 5x5 posts. So we're gonna cut that up. When you're fitting posts, remember to leave about 10 to 15 millimeters gap on the bottom, from the bottom of the post to the floor, just to make sure it doesn't soak up water, because there will be some, maybe even 20 mil you could go, depending what you have, what sort of setup you have. Sometimes you're obviously gonna have a post in the ground, so you can't have that, but if it's like in my case where you're fixed to the building and to the other posts, I'll keep it off, and that way you will, it will take less water in future. So yeah, without further ado, I'll crack on cutting the posts. So next step, what I'm doing, I'm drilling through that concrete post without post being in place, and luckily we can reach from other side, so we'll use these frame fixing screws and screw through from the other side into our posts, and that will be solid. I'm using handheld hammer drill, just a normal combi drill, because it's not as aggressive, because you always have a slight probability that you could drill through, you could crack your concrete post. So that's why I use this. It's less aggressive than the slightly bigger hammer drills. So yeah, pre-drill the holes so you can get your fixings from other side, and this side will be then sorted, then we'll be on next side. So first pre-drill the post, then because it has like a support bar on the side, that front panel, use 20mm bit to make sure when we screw our timber post to concrete post that this screw head goes through the other side and it stops with the actual post itself rather than goes into fence panel, because if there is need to replace it you won't be able to get it out. Where this way you drill through, so make your way to the batten, so the batten is there, you drill through and your bolt sits against the post rather than the batten. So if there is in the future problem with that panel on neighbor's side, they can always lift it out and you know replace it without having it path, and also it keeps your post secure all the time.